working class. Because together, we're going to show Trump that the working class will not go down without a fight. Thank you very much. When I say worker, you say power. Worker, power, worker, power, worker, power, worker, power, worker, power. Thank you, everybody.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do?
Because we want a world without Trumps and without Bidens. Where the working people decide what our future is going to be. We want a world without occupations, without deportations, without war.
Yeah, my name is Sadiq. I'm an organizer in New York City. I came to the protests as well as many other actions just because it's important to me. I have to align my actions with my values, and if I claim to care about freedom and liberation for oppressed people worldwide, it's important for my actions to be committed to that sentiment and not just, believe that intellectually. And this action, many other actions, it's important for people to see the strength of the power of the people. It's important for us to connect with people in our neighborhoods, to connect with people in the street, and to grow our collective consciousness about our struggles and why they're all interconnected. So I try to show up to as much stuff as I can, as many different types of actions as I can, because we need to see the strength and the power in the numbers, and we need to do the work, and to do the work means to be on the ground and in the community. So.
Well, we're holding a protest today, which many would say is against the inauguration of President Donald Trump, but really it's against all billionaire presidents, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. We are standing against the Israeli apartheid. We are standing up for workers' rights that are always undermined, whether it's a liberal president or whether it's a more conservative Republican president.
There's this chant that they say at a lot of these protests centered around Palestinian resistance and Palestinian liberation, which is, Palestine will free us all. And when you really think about what that means, it means that we're growing our collective consciousness and we're understanding, what U.S. hegemony means, what the U.S. imperial project is.
Palestine to confront the brutality of Zionism and U.S. imperialism with ever more vigor. We will never forget that this is an American and bipartisan genocide. The U.S. provided tens of billions of funding for this war on Palestinian life. U.S. media outlets manufactured consent for the genocide by promoting known lies. The genocidal Biden administration was not our friend, and neither is this incoming administration.
committees are organizing across the state and across the country, saying we will not go back, we will stay here, we will fight, and we will keep fighting. Power to the people! Power to the people! No one is illegal! Power to the people! No one is illegal! Power to the people! No one is illegal!
We say on this day that we'll remember not the sanitized Dr. King, not the calm Dr. King, not the kumbaya Dr. King, not the Disney movie Dr. King, but the radical Dr. King. The radical Dr. King that spoke against the war in Vietnam. The radical king that was murdered by this country.
Hi, my name's John Tarleton. I'm editor of The Independent, an independent left-wing newspaper that's been publishing here in New York for more than 20 years. In the United States, we have two major parties, the Republicans and the Democrats. They're both heavily funded and influenced by corporate interests, and it really distorts our political system because there's all sorts of issues where the public may want something that if it doesn't conform with the desires of the wealthy people and corporations that are funding our political parties, usually the wealthy interests get what they want and the desires of the people get marginalized.
Nobody in the communities I'm in is thinking about the Democratic Party. We've long, we're so far past the Democratic Party. We are talking about a radical revolutionary shift in the economic and the structural ecosystem in which we operate. This imperial agenda that the United States has the world in a chokehold, and it has to fall. It has to fall. We have to see blows to it internationally, and we have to organize to make those blows.
Not only Biden, but the whole political establishment of the Democratic Party laid this groundwork because they've been so closely aligned with elite corporate interests. There's a huge void in our politics. And Bernie Sanders, that whole movement when the Sanders ran for president twice, what Sanders offered was an egalitarian left-wing populism to counter this authoritarian right-wing populism of Trump. But when there's no egalitarian left-wing populism, and all you have is this mushy corporatism of the Democrats, then the right-wing authoritarians can tell people, oh, the problem is the immigrants. The problem is, trans people, and it becomes easy for them to create scapegoats. Biden and people like that in the Democratic Party were not offering any hopeful vision. They were just saying, we're not as bad as Trump.
I mean, the Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party, at their core, they're not designed to focus on the freedom or liberation of oppressed people internationally. I mean, they failed us. That's not what they're designed to do. They are designed to uphold capitalism and imperialism and the U.S. imperial project, which, it is a system that benefits off of the exploitation of people internationally. Our political systems are so imbued and poisoned with wealth. They're intertwined. We live in an oligarchy, so I mean. What we need to do next is to get organized. We need to organize politically. We need to organize what we think resistance looks like. We need action. We need theory. We need community. We need support.
A lot of people don't understand how severe the deportations and the attacks on immigrant communities are going to be. And when it starts to happen, I think you'll see even more people. But the groundwork is being laid right here, right now, today, with the people who came out. So, good for that.
The fact of the matter is that, I don't know, in 2025, we perform our politics more than we, actually engage in our politics. It's enough to post a radical quote by Fanon or by Kwame Nkrumah or whoever it may be on Instagram to perform your, anti-imperial politics. But it's another to, be in community with your brothers and sisters in the streets and talk to people in the neighborhoods and meet them where their needs are, to then radicalize people, to then grow a movement, and then to fight, right? The fact of the matter is they're killing us, right? I don't mean to sound like an alarmist, but they are killing us. They are up in the scoreboard on us all the time. And we have to fight back, right? We have to be in the streets.
Like this, in our thousands, in over 80 cities across America, there is one thing that I believe. I really believe that we will win. We know that we can defeat the billionaire agenda. We know that we can defeat the ruling class agenda that keeps us down. The world. This has been a time for the victory of people's resistance. We've been marching for Palestine, but we're also marching for all of us. We're marching because there's billions of dollars spent on weapons while the fire's still burning in LA. Just gonna march. We're gonna show up when our neighbors are being deported. We're gonna show up when our neighbors are being evicted. We're gonna show up when they try to commit more atrocities in Palestine. As we were marching today, the Trump administration started signing their first executive orders. These are policies that are coming for immigrants, coming for refugees, destroying any climate protections, no matter how measly they already were. So we have a lot to fight for. It's existential for us, for this generation. It's existential that in our lifetime we create the transformation we need to see in America. And it's existential for all the free people of the world that we stand firmly by their side.